development project has been added.
Diamond docks. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something. Diamond docks. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something. Diamond docks. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner, but they had other motives. Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan. That's why they had Paz, still Zeke. Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us. We stopped the launch. And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive? I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this. What do you mean? We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with. We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails. Kaz, you... What? I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time. That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors. And if we lose again? They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick. Hewick? Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency. Cause that's... Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking? In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ships. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond Dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Please select a landing zone.
みんなこんばんは，各位晚上好，我是真。不好意思，今天晚了哈。我们现在玩的是 PS4 上的《潜龙諜影V》中文版，要解的是第65个任务——常遭囚禁的男子。 这个狭长地形非常麻烦的关卡。OK，let's go。
Deploying. Please select a deployment point. Buddy has infiltrated and the map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been up. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Has been updated. Guard post captured.
继续下一个地点。
Please select a deployment point. Has infiltrated and the map has been updated.
哇，才20个
He's coming
打
too.
手。
Roger that.
Marker placed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. presence detected. The map has been updated.
The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
靠腰。
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Конец связи.
终于弄晕了，好烦啊！我的是不是消音器没了？
Clouds approaching. Analysis
You gotta
complete.
extract him.
消音器好像没了。
Please select a drop supplies requested.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Supply drop complete.
He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Talk. Where are your friends?
哦，找到
The
男人
map
了。
has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
这里哦。
Marker placed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
移动中很难瞄啊。
Analysis The map has been updated.
静静有在射人吗？我叫他掩护，我靠呀！
Two. Roger that. You got to extract him.
上不去了，上不去。会没办法叫静静停止。
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.这里过不去。
们采用电热。
Shortly.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Roger that.
这赶快回收工了。
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
还是。
You have arrived at your destination.
收工了。这关久留太麻烦了，死亡率很高啊。还有一个哦，靠背，还有一个。第一点。
Coming too. Roger that.
进转回收果然是个麻烦。一直在喊叫。刚才不是叫它停止了，它就自动启动。
Analysis complete.
靠，没有办法。
Roger that.
还有一只。 跑过去他就醒。
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Please help me.
没什么东西跑出来。撤退。
Please select a landing zone. Side ops list updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
有货柜。 现在已经玩到没有货柜，叫直升机吧。
Please select some all set. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Captured.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Extract him.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
太早叫，距离还好远。
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
回家。
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Good. You captured it alive.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
抓到 A 家的。
Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
待命1700多人了。
Please select a mission.
排除重装士兵。
Heading to Central Africa.
休息一下，待会玩秘境探险4。
Marker placed.
Be careful down there, boss.
Please select a deployment point. Analysis
That's the
complete.
target.
Buddy has infiltrated and the map has been updated.
哇哦，所以很多只是不是啊？
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
哎呦，靠背。靠腰重装士兵有带着什么？
The map has been updated.
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
好，60分之。
Side op lead side ops landing zone confirmed. Extraction arrived. Support helicopter requested.
好了，收工。各位如果喜欢跟我们一款潜龙电影5的话，可以点右下角的喜欢，还有在下方留言，左下角订阅及黄页铃铛，会随时追踪我们直播的时段哦。FP 也可以按个赞。那么我是真，我们待会9点10分玩秘境探险4，明天7点继续玩潜龙电影5。 炮击、烟雾弹。
This is B Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Please select a mission.
This is B Quad. On station at LZ.
闪失21%。 天3天， 一天还好。
Unit dispatched. Unit
可以
dispatched.
加换 S， 啊换。
Gaining altitude. Departing.
现在是人太多，死一次没
Extraction
关系，能
arrived
力
at
置换高一
Montebase.
点。好了，那我们今天就
Side
先玩
ops
到这。
list updated.
可以的话就点右下角喜欢，左下角订阅及铃铛。那么我是真，我们待会9点10分完全那个秘境探险4，明天7点继续潜5.15。各位拜拜。